Is one cedi enough to help you achieve all of your financial dreams? Now look at it. Just a coin. How do you treat this one cedi? Is it just a coin that you can just toss it and lose it? Or you think this can help you achieve your financial dream? In this video, we're going to be looking at how one cedi can help you achieve your financial dreams and even help you earn $1 million extra in your lifetime if you're not doing anything crazy. Just by doing simple steps with one cedi as a foundation, you can earn up to $1 million cedis in your lifetime. Now, how do you see this? The unit of money that we are talking about is in dollars, it's in yen, it's in euro. Every country has its own currency that they spend, but it all begins with the smallest unit. What if I told you that in this unit, which is our one cedi, lies a seed that can grow to help you achieve all of your financial freedom? Now, as we go through this video, I'm going to let you know how you can do this. Begin today if you haven't begun, so that you can also achieve all that you want to achieve with your finances. Now, in every money, there's a seed. Now, this one cedi, there's also 5 cedis here. These monies are seeds. Now, rich people see money as seed that they need to work so that it can generate a lot more money. Poor people see money as something that they need to get to pay bills. But prosperous people see that any money that they get, the primary purpose of the money is to multiply it and to grow it. And so within every money is a seed. Just like you have a seed, orange seed, that grows to become a big orange, and it bears fruit of oranges that people harvest and consume. They get vitamin C, they get other nutrients to help nourish their bodies. So does every money contains a seed. And indeed, that one cedi that you hold in your hands that you don't value is a seed, is your seed money that can grow to become your money tree, which will bear fruit of 50, 100, 200, and actually give you an opportunity to achieve your financial freedom. So see this tree. You have a money tree in your house and it is bearing fruit all the time. Now you harvest them and put them in a basket, and these baskets are scattered all across your home. Anytime you need money, you put your hand in one of the baskets and you go fulfill your financial desire. And this works endlessly, 24 hours. This fruit bearing does not cease. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're working, whether you're playing, or even eating, at any point in time, your money keeps working for you and generating returns, bearing fruit for you 24/7. And all of this is the power of compounding. So how can you achieve $1 million cedis with your one cedi? Now, if you place your $1 million cedis in your bank, and your bank is giving you an investment returns of 20%, if you don't add anything to it, by 75 years time, that one cedi should turn into $1 million cedis. So let's say 75 years is too long a time. How would you get time to even enjoy it? So let's say instead of putting one cedi down and leaving it for 75 years to turn into $1 million at 20% interest, you decide to do this. Every day you save and invest one cedi. If you're able to save and invest one cedi every day, that 1 million will be achieved in 32 years. Now, this is 30 cedis a month. Can't you do 30 cedis a month? Tell me. Is this too much for you to do 30 cedis a month? It doesn't matter which financial journey, struggles you're going through. Can't you do 30 cedis a month? If you can do 30 cedis a month, and every year it runs at 20% interest, by the time it's 32 years, you would have had $1 million cedis. Now, what if we say we want to break it down, want to bring it forward? 32 years is still a long time for us. We want to do it in 20 years. Now, in 20 years, if we want to achieve $1 million cedis, we just need to increase the one cedi that we are saving. We just need to save 10 cedis a day for 30 days. So we are saving 10 cedis a day. That is averagely 300 cedis a month. For 20 years at 20% returns year on year, you will achieve your 1 million cedis. This is kind of simple for all of us to understand. But the issue is that why are we not doing this? Why is everybody not a millionaire? Or why is everyone not on the way to being a millionaire? Since this is that easy and we think it is simple to follow. The issue is that a lot of us, whilst we desire to have this, are not disciplined enough to go through the process. Now, a lot of us will have the desire, will have the enthusiasm to start beginning. We'll begin, giddy, 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 giddy. We want to get to, so this is remember that this is like a low-hanging fruit. This is not again, for every person, you have several avenues by which you're growing your wealth, you're growing your income. This is one of the lowest ones that you want to take. It takes a lot of effort from you. You're not generating the income. This is helping you to keep and multiply what you've already generated. And it doesn't matter whatever you are earning, you need, as you do this, it's not supposed to affect you that much. So it doesn't matter where you are in your financial journey. You can begin to do this in the safest, in a way that will not hit you hard. But why are we not doing it? Since we're not doing it because we are not disciplined. Now, we will start earnestly, and along the way, we'll lose our steam. Why? Our purpose for doing this is not strong enough. So a lot of people start but do not take it to the end. And it's only those who take it to the end, those are the ones that will be saved. Those are the ones that will get the benefit. Those are the ones that will enjoy the fruit of what we are talking about. And then the next other reason why people do not start and do this, even though they may start, they may lose steam along the way, is that they procrastinate. So you say that instead of doing it today, I'll be doing it tomorrow. Instead of doing it this year, I'll start next year. That is when my increment will come. Oh, that my deal, I believe by next year it would have crystallized, so I can begin to save. No, there's a cost to you procrastinating. And now let's look at this. If let's say you are even saving and investing 20%, 200 cedis every month at 20% for 20 years, you won't get to $1 million, but at least you'll get to over 600,000, 631,000 in 20 years, just by saving 200 cedis a month. So you can divide that to know how much you'll be saving a day at an average interest returns of 20% for 20 years. You would be getting over 600,000, 631,000. Why are people not millionaires? Why haven't people saved and invested up to $1 million cedis to their name, even though they may be 45, 65, 55 or 65 years old at the moment? Or why are people not on their way to being millionaires? Because they may have started this some time ago. The reason is because we are not disciplined. A lot of people desire to have financial freedom, but very few people are willing to do what it takes to get there. And so because a lot of us are not disciplined, we are not financially disciplined, and so we don't have the strength to stay on a course of action to the end. But remember, it is only those who wait, who journey to the end. Those are the ones who receive the benefits. Those are the ones who be saved. Those are the ones who get the goods at the end of the day. It's not just about talking, but it is doing that which you say you will do to get to that status. It's about doing the work. It is the work that will get you the result. It's not just about talking. It's not just about wishing it. If you wish it without backing it with action, nothing will happen. And so decide to be different. Don't be among the lot who desires to achieve financial freedom but are not willing to do that which it takes to get there. The next reason people are not able to get to that status is because even though they may start, they may stop along the way. They will procrastinate. So some may procrastinate and not even start early, which means that they will start, but they will start late. But there's a cost to the procrastination. And even when they start, they procrastinate along the way, which means they don't do it consistently. Now, what is the cost to this procrastination? Imagine that you say you can't do 10 cedis a day at an average of 20% for 20 years. You can't do that, but you can do 200 cedis a month. Yeah, that's what you can do. That's where your strength lies. That's where your strength is. And so you want to begin with that. So if you're able to do 200 cedis a month for 20 years at an average return of 20%, you would have had 632,000 cedis for 20 years. Now imagine that because of procrastination, you decide to say that I want to begin in second year. I'll do it next year. This year looks like I'm tight. If I look at my budget, there's no way I can get that money to and invest. And so let me try next year. That is when I'll be getting my raise. That's when the deal that I planned will materialize. That's where that income that I'm looking at will come. That's where my business will flourish. And so by that time, I can easily get 200 cedis to start. What is the cost of you starting in the second year? By you saying that you want to start in the second year, you would still do the 19 years, but what will happen is that because you lost that 1 year at the onset, instead of 632,000, you would have had 516,000. 516,000 against 632,000. Why? Because you decided to start later than sooner. And so you lost over 100,000, which means that if you divide that by 116,000 actually. So if you divide that by 365 days, it means that for every day that you decide not to start, you're losing 317 cedis. So that's 300 cedis that you are denying yourself now, that you're losing by deciding to procrastinate and not begin now. So if you've not started, the next best time to start is now, because as you start now, you get the opportunity to not lose what you would have lost in the future if you decide to still procrastinate. And so remember, for a 20-year horizon, because you decided to do it in 19 years, you are actually losing 300 cedis every day. That's over 100,000 cedis over the horizon, over the time horizon. So how do you practically begin? How do you practically begin to be on your way to the millionaire status, to actually accumulate an 1 million cedis? So this is different from whatever thing that you're doing. This is an extra that you are accumulating for yourself that can help you. One, you need to have a strong why. Why are you deciding to do this? It is to give yourself financial freedom. Maybe you had it tough. Your parents had it tough, and so it didn't get easy. Is it that you want to do this so that your children have a sound starting, so you give them a legacy that they can build on? Imagine leaving 1 million cedis to your children to begin life with. It will be so much better than you had it. What about also thinking about the generation that are going to come after your children? All of this can serve as a big foundation for them and help them start on a footing that will give them better quality of life and do more in the world than you're able to do, or than you'll be able to do. It could also be that you want to be able to achieve that so that you can pursue the things that truly brings you joy. Whatever it is, look within yourself and search for the why, so that it can propel you to go ahead and stay committed even when the going becomes tough. So what practical way can you start this? You need to use the LIAM philosophy to financial freedom. What is the M? So LIAM is what? LIAM. It's an acronym that you can use to get yourself into the millionaire status, help yourself earn that extra million in your lifetime. Of course, there are other strategies that you can use to grow your wealth significantly higher, but this is like the safest option that you're taking. At every time, ensure that you're living below the income that you are earning. You're spending less than you are earning. It doesn't matter what stage of life you are in. You need to ensure that every time, whatever comes to your hand, you spend less than you earn. This is the foundation for true financial freedom, or it is a foundation to building true financial wealth. It doesn't matter the state you are in. If all that comes to you goes out, there's no way you can grow your wealth. So it is a foundation, whether you are small, medium, big, whether you are struggling or you're comfortable or you're very well to do, you must always ensure that whatever comes to your hand, you don't spend all of it. And how do you do that? You need to know what is coming to your hand, and you need to know what you're spending money on. Prioritize spending money on your needs before you look at your wants, so that at every point in time, you can do not spend it all. So that's the first one. Always ensure to live below your means at all times. Now, the second one is that invest the surplus. In principle, what you're supposed to do is that as you have your income, as you get your income, you must save first before you spend the rest of them. Because if you are saying that you are going to spend and keep the surplus, the likelihood of you spending everything is very high. Because of course, for a lot of us, whatever you're earning is not enough to even meet all of your things that you need money for. Your needs and your wants combined, what you are earning currently may not be enough to do all of that. And so if you don't first save before you tackle the rest, it may be difficult for you to say you want to wait for the surplus. So by all means, save before you spend the rest and invest that money. Every time we are talking about government treasury bills or bank fixed deposits. These are places that I consider near risk-free, that you put your money there and not lose, even though the returns are low there. But of course, you're looking at how you're not going to lose your money, but you can build it gradually for the long horizon. Avoid bad debts. Now, consumer debts that drives your lifestyle will make your financial future either worse or stand still. But if you want to improve your financial future, if you want to improve your tomorrow, you will not be concerned about getting loans to fund your lifestyle. However, any loan that you take should be something that would be good for you, that will bring money to you. It's either you're investing in yourself, you're investing in a business, or you're investing in an asset, all with the aim of generating cash and getting appreciation of that asset. And the number one asset that you can invest in is yourself, because as you invest in yourself, the return you get is that your earning potential increases, and so you can earn more and even save more. So consider good debts and avoid bad debts at all costs, at all times. Maintain long-term stability. Look for the long term, gain for the long term. Be consistent at what you're doing. If what you are starting with is 200 cedis a month, but it's even 50 cedis a month, that is what you can have. That is what you can begin with. Begin with that and ensure that you are consistent with it. You've already spoken about people start, they're not able to continue until they don't get the benefits at the end of the day. But for you, ensure that you can start and have the long-term view in mind. If you have the long-term view in mind, you don't take whatever you saved and put it in risky and go chase high and untenable returns. There are some people, they have a sound plan, but they think that the plan is too slow, and so they hear of a quick get-rich-quick scheme and they take out their money, go and put it there, they lose it, and they start all over again. Because you have the long-term view in mind, this is like the tortoise approach. It's a tortoise mindset where you're saving small, you're saving your small change, you're saving your small amount and giving it time to snowball and grow into that amount that you have in mind. It's a boring approach. It's not something that is exciting, but build wealth in silence. Use this to build your wealth in silence. It's boring. Save, invest. Save and repeat. It's the same thing. Save, invest, rinse and repeat. Save, invest, rinse and repeat. It's boring, but do it. And as you do it, your future self will thank you. So as you're bringing this video to an end, the question I want to ask you is that what amount, maybe yours may not be $1 million, but what amount are you willing, have you set in mind? What amount are you willing to accumulate? Now, find that amount. Search within you. What amount? Is it $1 million? Maybe yours is 10 million. Maybe yours is 20 million. Maybe yours is 500,000. But definitely settle on an amount. Now, number two question I want to ask you is that what amount are you willing to save and invest every month? Based on your current circumstance, how much are you willing to squeeze out of what you're currently earning so that you can push it there to be saving and investing every month? And what rates do you think you can get? And as I said, always look for the safe way and look for places that you know you understand. So there could be places that you could be earning even more than 20%, but you understand it. So once you understand what the investment is about, you appreciate the risk, and you know that you've mitigated, there are things to mitigate those risks, then go for it. But definitely know and have an idea what rates you will be getting. And finally, why are you doing this? Why do you want to get this money? What is the purpose? You need to have a purpose. You need to have a why which can guide you so that in difficult times you will stand strong, you will remain steadfast, so that you'll be among the few that begins something and ends with it. Because truly, you can be excited today, but in 6 months' time, will you still be excited? You may not be excited, but you should have the diligence, the discipline, and the persistence to walk the talk and to do the basic things that we've spoken about. Rinse and repeat. Save, invest, save, invest, save, invest. Doing like that multiple times over a long horizon. And if you're able to do this, I can bet you will have your millions in the time frame that you set for yourself, and it could even be more. If you like this video, subscribe and watch other videos.